Hello, everybody. Welcome to the April State of the Market, April 2024. This is my monthly email that goes out. Of course, I send a newsletter out every Sunday, but once a month, it's the State of the Market. We dive a little bit deeper into the numbers and just kind of go over what's going on in the Staten Island real estate market. So it's already April. We're already done with the first quarter of 2024. Real estate has had a considerable uptick in activity at the least. The numbers don't show that it's like, that it's exploded, but just as someone who's here on the ground, day in, day out, working with buyers, working with sellers, trying to procure listings, and just working in this business, it's been ridiculously busy since pretty much the first week of the year. And it's stayed through until now, and hopefully the future. So first, we will break down a couple of news articles. I like to add a couple things going on around Staten Island, and just for buyers, sellers, etc. So, one article on Staten Island: $24 million to restore Silver Lake. They're upgrading a bunch of the things related to the infrastructure of the lake. It's pretty cool. $24 million into this historic lake. Uh, this week's news for homeowners: an article on why you should and shouldn't sell your house now. This is something I've been saying for a little bit. It's a weird market in that it works for you if you're a seller. It works for you if you're a buyer. It could also not work for you if you're a seller, and also not work for you if you're a buyer. It's not really teetering towards any one side. It's not 2018. Oh, it's a buyer's market, right? It's not 2021. It's a seller's market. It's a weird balancing act that could work in or against your favor, no matter what side you're on. Very odd. So very interesting article. Check it out. Week's news for future homeowners: down payments are up 24%. Right? Obviously, I mean, prices are up, everything's up, so down payments go up as well. Interesting article to check out. New construction prices are the lowest they've been in 3 years. Investors: office space is in turmoil, but rents are up. So this is an interesting article because, and I keep saying they're all interesting. I'm sorry. That's, I go through 30 articles and I just pick maybe 7. So they're all interesting to me, at least. But office space is in turmoil, right? We all know. I mean, I just made a post about a building in St. Louis that in 2006 it sold for like $206 million, and it just now traded for like $3 million. So office space is having significant issues. I don't think we've yet even seen the tip of the iceberg on what's to come. I think things are still not even at the breaking point, but quickly heading there. But it's interesting because the owners of these buildings are doing, and of course, if you were the owner of a building, you would probably do the same. You're doing everything you can to keep those rates up and not have to do rents, to keep the rents up and not have to do rent cuts, because that's how your building is valued, right? By the money it's bringing in, the rents. So the minute you cut those rents, the value of your huge asset is coming down. So they're doing crazy things. I mean, this article shows someone if you sign a 10-year lease, they'll give you 1 year for free. I mean, the typical is you'll get about a month free for every 2 years that you sign, but to get an entire year for free, it's spelling trouble, right? They'll do massive, luxurious build outs inside. Again, they're giving free months. They're doing what they can to just not cut the rents. But I think the strategy, and this article says it as well, it's reaching a breaking point. So what happens when across the board they all got to start really just drastically cutting rents to, I don't know, 20%, 30%, 50%, 80%, who knows? And then the value of these buildings all plummet. It'll plummet. If the building is supposed to or was bringing in, X, and now it's bringing in Y, and it's this much of a difference, it's a problem. Big problem. So We have a lot of turmoil, a lot of choppiness and craziness ahead of us. Another article: Are investors pricing out first-time home buyers? I don't have, off the top of my head, I don't have empirical data and research and all of that, but I mean, read the article. I would say yes to a degree, right? Because if this home pops up for 400,000, I mean, that's in Staten Island. That's a great price for a first time home buyer. But you may have an investor scoop in and put a couple bucks into it and sell it for 5 or 550. And now that person that was like, wow, I could just afford, four, maybe 415. Now they're priced out. I mean, the house could be 10 times more beautiful, but a first time home buyer isn't looking for the Taj Mahal. They're looking for what they could afford. So also, there are programs that have recognized this. Like a lot of times when a foreclosure or something like that hits the market, it may have the first look initiative on it, which gives either the first 7 days or the first month or whatever to first time homebuyer offers only. After that first look period expires, if there were no offers by a potential first time homeowner or something of that sort, or the offers were just not enough for their reserve price, then it will be opened up to the market with investors and whatnot, and then they'll typically scoop it up and do what they do. And then my last article: renters, who is affordable housing meant for? Another article worth a read. It just dives into kind of the housing crisis that we're having in New York City, right? Your average person is kind of priced out. You're being really pushed to like only certain corners of the city. Staten Island being one of them. It's still relatively affordable. I mean, if you go right over the bridge, 10 minutes away in Brooklyn, and go to Diker Heights, a semi attached 100-year-old house is $1.3 million. Whereas a semi over here, of course, all things considered, it could be 600,000 or 700,000. So, which is still a lot of money for a semi-attached house, right? You go to other markets and you're getting crazy things for 600 or 700, but it's just the issues that we're facing today. So, let's get into the market highlights. Now, obviously, I have the highlights for the previous month, right? We don't have April's numbers yet. We have March. So, Staten Island real estate market, March 2024, shows sustained growth in home values, with average prices climbing to $691,000, a 3% increase year over year, and it remains just about stable month over month. So, the median price outpaces the average, reaching $670,000, showing a year over year increase of 4%, and a significant 5% rise from the previous month, reflecting a continued appeal in that mid-market segment. Negotiations have become more pronounced, with buyers securing an average discount of 8.5%, which represents significant year-over-year rise of 21%. And I'm sorry to be throwing all these numbers and percentages. It's easier when you have this in front of you, which is why I always recommend, subscribe to my newsletter, and you'll have this in your email every month. And it's easy to just kind of connect the dots. But in the interim, you could always go to my website, Ranola Real Estate, Ranola realestate.com. Go to my blog post. I have this in there with the numbers and everything as well. I update that monthly as well. But so this market, buyers are effectively leveraging the increased inventory for better deals. It's slightly increased, the inventory, but so yeah, essentially, again, I'm 8.5%, 21%, all these percents. Negotiation, like right now, there's 8.5% on average discounts on houses in Staten Island, which is up about 21% from what it was last year. So that's pretty good. Speaking of inventory, market has seen a 56% jump from the previous month, suggesting sellers are actively entering the market. I don't think it's that much of a jump. Again, there seems to be a skew in the numbers with the inventory. I don't think we have 50% more houses on the market. I think we have more. I have a lot more buyers. I'm sending them a lot more properties. We're going to see a lot more houses. But I don't think we're up 56%. I got to check these numbers. So sales volume has maintained a steady rhythm with 230 homes sold last month. Only a 1% dip year over year, demonstrating that the buyer interest is pretty much stable. However, the number of homes in contract shows a decrease of 17% from last year, marking a notable shift in the market where, despite high interest, there is a slowdown in the transition from sale to close, at least for the month of March. In summary, March 2024, it reflects a mixed environment, steady price growth, notable increase in inventory, suggesting sellers are confident, but yet the slowing pace of homes going into contract may indicate that buyers are being more selective, negotiating a little bit harder. Dynamic. Works for buyers, works for sellers for the most part. Interesting. Average Staten Island apartment prices. This isn't, again, this isn't like empirical data. This is just what I see and from what I deal with listing them myself. Studios getting about $1,200 a month or so. One bedrooms about $1,600. Two bedrooms about $2,100. Three bedrooms about $2,800. 26 to $2,800. And then when you start to talk about like entire houses or whatnot, you might be in the 3,000s. I actually just rented out an entire house for $3,500 a month. So, excuse me. So then just a quick snapshot of last month's statistics. Average price of the house, $691,000. Median price, $670,000. Average discount, 8.5%. Available, 878 homes. Sold, 230 homes. In contract, 309 homes. Featured listings, 306 Alyssa Way. We're having some trouble with that one. Nothing wrong with the house. Just we've been on a streak of picking bad buyers, I guess. Just buyers that have not been able to bring the deal to the closing line. 181 Port Richmond Avenue, beautiful bank. We now, as of actually probably today, it'll be hitting. We now have it up for rent as well. It's asking $1.5 million on the sale side, and it will be asking $11,000 a month on the rent side. 90 Bay Street Landing, $6K. My beautiful New York City luxury apartment, and a couple coming soon. I'll get to that afterwards. Mortgage rates, as it's been the last few weeks, rates are bouncing just about 7%, although. So I sent this out on Sunday. It's now a couple of days later. Obviously, just life is crazy. I didn't have a chance to record until now. Rates are now like 7.25, 7.3. They're kind of bouncing around there. There was bad inflation news and all that stuff Monday or Tuesday. So that's been a little rough. They definitely jumped up this week. Highlighting Staten Island. We're up to a lot of different cool things with highlighting Staten Island. I can't wait to show you some of the new stuff we're on. And then let's sign off. Sign off this month. A couple of pieces of information. So it's yet another tough week for my buyers. Submitted 3 offers this week. All are in heavy competition. None were accepted. I have to say, obviously I sent this out again. I sent this out Sunday. We ended up getting one of them accepted. We went $25,000 over ask. Again, it's in that sweet spot of starter price homes, right? They were asking $475,000, beautiful house, fully redone. I told my buyers, if you want it, we went. There was 100 people there. I said, we got to be at least $500,000. So we went to 5. We made the offer, and we actually got it. It was very close, but we pulled through. We already did the inspection. We already negotiated on behalf of that. We have very gracious sellers. We're very, so far everything is great. The house needs a new roof, and we were able to negotiate a new roof and all the little fixings that come with it. The little chimney up on top is rusted. They're going to replace that. They're going to do a couple of other things, reseal the skylight. So a lot of positives, and I'm happy that the sellers were, listen, the buyers, okay, they're offering $25,000 over ask on my house. I could take care of the roof. That was nice, so that's working. I'm in the middle of a flip with a great investor of mine. We're having a lot of fun. If you've been following along, it's called the Safari House, because one of the rooms were It had the craziest wallpaper. It had both sides of the walls had like this crazy, looked like a safari wallpaper, monkeys and rhinos and giraffes, and it was just crazy. It had this big brown shag carpet. It was just very, very interesting. So I said we have to call. We have a couple of projects that will be starting soon. So I said we have to differentiate between all the projects. Let's call this one Safari House, the Safari House. So I represented him on the purchase. We're documenting all of the work. It should take about 30 days. We're 2 weeks in. I really think we have about a week or two left. Everything is already, house is completely demoed, new fence, new roof, new windows, new gutters, new walls, paint, new bathrooms. So there's a ton of things already done. It's been 2 weeks. He does very well. We're going to record a video when we close on it. So we're going to sit down in the house. We're going to go over everything that there is to know about this flip, which in turn will help any aspiring flippers, I think, because he's going to break down the numbers. He's going to break down the challenges, the issues, what made him choose this house, etc., etc. So really cool thing. That will be a nice video. It's going to be an unlisted video. We have to get in touch with me. I'm new to YouTube, so I know you can't like DM me, but maybe leave a comment with your email. I don't know, something, and if I can get a way to get in touch with you personally, maybe I'll put a link in the bio or something. I don't know. But we have to get in touch. If you sign up for that, all I need is your email. You can have this video once it comes out. And that's it. I've been sending out possible investment property opportunities to my Ready for Launch group. That's my real estate investment meetup group. We are meeting up this month, April 29th, Monday. If you're not receiving these emails, come to our next meetup, sign up, and then that's it. You'll receive them. And that's about it. Coming soon. This house, that the flip, a semi in 10312 with a nearly 10,000 square foot lot, fully renovated. Ranch in Tottenville may possibly be hitting. Detached, gorgeous house, 10310 City Boulevard, fully renovated. A double lot with a house on it. Detached colonial. 4-family in Brooklyn, bungalow, Newport Beach, 2-family in Canarsie. We got a couple things hitting. Let me know if you're looking for something in particular, and we'll get to it. Thank you. Have a great week. Have a great month. I'll see you, of course, with more videos in the interim, but I'll see you on the next State of the Market next month. Have a great day.